Hello, YouTube. We're back with another class guide, and today we're looking at the Warden. So we're going to go over blue and red line. We'll look at virtues, class traits, legendary items, and the gear. A bit about the gear. Heads up about 85 and future Rohan expansions. We do know that it's supposed to still come out the same day as the new expansion, so December 3rd. For those guides, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one guide for one class and have it be the 85, 95, and 100 guide all in one video. Just because with how fast they're releasing, there's no way I'll be able to keep up with making one video for every class for every one of those individual level caps. But yeah, so let's get into virtues. Of course, as always, basically, it's the same 5: fidelity, fortitude, honor to give you tactical mitigation and morale. If you need more tactical mitigation, you do tolerance. If you want more morale, you could do justice or loyalty. And then, or you can do justice and loyalty in place of tolerance. Or if you want some extra crit, you can do confidence. If you're blue line, you can throw in a wit for finesse if you so choose, because you find that your bleeds are being resisted and stuff like that in your taunts. So that is an option. But yeah, as always, it's still the main few of fidelity, fortitude, honor, and then deciding between from there, do you need crit? Do you need more defensives? Do you need more morale? Do you want finesse, etc.? But yeah, fidelity, fortitude, honor, justice, loyalty, and then tolerance for mitigation backup, confidence for crit backup, and wit for finesse backup. All right, let's move on to, let's start with red line first. All right, so this is going to be the trait setup for red. Yes, obviously I have more points because I'm level 140, but I'll still show you the 53 points. So you said this is 52 points. We go down the red tree, basically just piece by piece here. We put 5 points into Bane of Shadow for the light damage, 1 point for marked targets just to give it more targets because it's really nice to do. Same thing with diminished targets, of course. And then to get further, what we're trying to get is the Gambit Builder Mastery cooldown. So what we're trying to do here is just fill in points up in these two rows to reach this. So I've just put 3 points for more crit, and then you have 2, and then you can put the 2 points in here, and then that gives you 1 point left. So you can put 1 point into Wave the Spear for more Spear Gambit damage. You give yourself finesse. You could give yourself more crit. You could increase your targets. You could do morale tap damage if you really wanted to, but it's not necessary. That's more of like a kind of like a solo or small group thing. And you don't need the mastery rating because you're going to be at master cap regardless. So you're kind of looking at just a few of these options, but you can just put the point really wherever you want. Now we get to traceries. So let's do damage first. So for damage, I had to write these down because, of course, I have more legacy, so I want to make sure I give you the correct ones for this level. All right, so you want Fist Gambit. You want Fist Gambit, damage, and critical chance, right? So Fist, damage, and critical chance. You want Fist Shield Gambit, damage over time. And then you want Fist Spear damage over time. It's probably on the next page. Yes. So Fist Spear Gambit damage over time. Fist Gambit damage and critical chance, and then Fist Shield damage over time. And then from there, you'll go to... They should all be in utility. Mastery cooldown, right? Because that's for your Shield and Fist, Shield Spear. Like, it's to reduce the cooldowns of these, which is really important for rotational stuff. Then you'll do Marked and Diminished Targets Potency. This one here just makes those debuffs stronger, which is really nice. And then you'll get Recklessness Duration, which is here. So that'll be your six class specific legacies. And then, of course, heraldries will be 2 heraldries of the Sparrow for the most amount of vitality and agility. You will do heroic precisions, right, for the 3% crit chance. And then you'll do damage over time and damage over time crit. Nice and straightforward. We'll go over gear later. We can do both red and blue line at the same time because gear is actually extremely straightforward for Warden for the most part. All right, so moving on to blue line now. Blue line, again, basically moving our way down. We have 1 point here so that we can move further down the tree. Trying to get mostly everything we can. The only things we're ignoring for now is morale, tap damage, and healing. 2 builder length gambit. We don't really need that at this time. And the perceived threat we can ignore for the time being, that we will get also later. Because what we're trying to get is, once again, the strong foundations. We want that gambit builder mastery, just like we have in red line. So movement training, max it out. And then we just kind of need a few more points to spend in order to get down here. So just 1 into marked targets, 1 into diminished targets, 1 in finesse, because finesse is always good. And then basically you kind of have 2 points remaining to mess with. So you could put 2 into crit, and then you've unlocked this row to get strong foundations. And after that point, you still have 1 more point to do, so you can then put the point into perceived threat if you wish. You can give yourself more crit. You can give yourself light damage. You can give yourself finesse, more durations on the debuffs, right? Basically, once you get the 5 points into movement training, and you've taken at least 1 point into diminished targets and marked targets, this allows you to spend the remaining points in yellow however you want, really, whether it's finesse, crit, or light damage, to get to strong foundations. Once you get strong foundations, your remaining point can kind of go wherever you want. So let's just, for the sake of it, let's give myself more light damage. Boom, done. That is the trait tree. And then now for the traceries here. So we're going to go to defense, and we want Shield Gambit Line Healing. Right here. Shield Gambit Line Healing. We want heal bonus for conviction. Restorative shield work cooldown. Is that on page 2? Yep, there it is. Restorative shield work cooldown. And then is the steadfast cooldown in here? Or is it no, all the other ones should be in utility. So we do mastery cooldown, steadfast cooldown, and the marked and diminished target potency. Once again, nice, straightforward, and easy. Traceries, you can do another 2 heraldry of the sparrows for the agility and vitality. Then for your words of craft, you do the grand willpower for the tactical mitigation. And then for your words of power, you do the base morale multiplier, and then the tactical or incoming damage tactical. There it is, right there. And that concludes the the traceries for blue line. I'll go over to Galtrev and look at the gear. Just in terms of the limb light gear, we'll get that out of the way quickly, just because it's actually very simple for agility classes. Really, you're gonna want the Vagabond's Craft or the Martyr's Fortitude. Martyr's Fortitude is going to give you the most amount of morale, which will obviously be really good for blue. Vagabond's Craft will give you the most of pretty much everything else. It's just less morale. Basically, you're trading morale for more mastery, more mitts, more crit, and more finesse. Might be actually technically slightly less finesse, but it's a massive deal. If you purely just want the mitigations because you're struggling for whatever reason, you will then have to look at which set is it? Oh wait, no. Oh, that's right. Agility doesn't get mitigations on anything else. So yeah, if you want the mitigations, that is what Vagabond's Craft is for. Vagabond's Craft will give you the most amount of mitts. So if you need the mitts, that's where you go. If you want morale and you don't need the mitigations, then you do the Martyr's Fortitude set. As always, I will post the entire stats for the agility classes I'll put it in a comment or the description below so that you can see the breakdown of it. But yeah, Vagabond's Craft for mitts, essentially, and everything else. Martyr's Fortitude for just more morale. Alright, so gear-wise, at least starting with red, because it's really easy here. Red line, you want the Dragok set for the power attack, mighty blow, and unerring strike bleed damage increase. So you're going to get the 4 set of that. And then after that, you're going to get the 2-piece from Orthanc, as it also increases
I have not seen your kind before.
Bleed damage. So it does the exact same thing. 25% power attack, mighty blow, and earring strike, bleed damage. You don't need the 4-set bonus because we don't need the finesse buff, so it isn't really helpful. So you get the 2-set from here and the 4-set from Dragok. Your stats might be a little bit funky, and what you can do if you want is you can drop the Dragok set, keep the 2-set from Orthanc, and then your other pieces can be like crafted pieces for more mitigations, more morale, whatever it may be. As baseline, all you need in red is definitely this 2-set, and then from there you kind of do you want the Dragok set, or for more bleed damage, or do you just want, you find that your mitigations aren't quite high enough, so you need some other stats. So then you just go with the crafted stuff, or the classic Amelia's gear. There's the scorched chest piece from the Dragok crafting recipe thing, right? You open up the recipe and it gives you a random crafting recipe. There's the Taylor version, can give you medium armor that has some tactical mitigation. And then, as always, you want the Wormscale Protector's Cloak into Shimmering Protector's Cloak. This cloak is just the best option for every single class. This is the best cloak that you can have at 85, so come December, when you hit 85, you're going to be keeping this cloak no matter what. I believe it's also potentially the best cloak that you can have at 95 as well. So we're going to be keeping this cloak for a long time, so there's no reason not to go for it. In terms of necklaces, really, it's still going to be these tactical ones. So, even in tank line. So we get vitality, we get insane amount of crit, and we get tactical mitigation. The outgoing healing rating is going to help you even as a tank, because of course we're healing ourselves, so this outgoing healing rating will just help us. The defensive ones just aren't as good. Yes, we have incoming healing and finesse, but it's way less morale. And there's also no crit on it. And then the other one gives you all the tactical mitigation and critical defense, which is nice, but again, there's no critical rating on it. So for tanking, if you really want the mitigations, and you for whatever reason you can't get it anywhere else, you can get the Ancient Onyx and Emerald Necklace, and then this is the gold version of it. But honestly, this gold necklace, which is the Jade and Pearl necklace, is just the best one to get, both for red and blue line. Crit rating, tactical mitigation, lots and lots of morale and outcome. So it's just really good. Gear-wise for blue, nice and simple. Just get the 4-set bonus from Orthanc. It's going to give you heal over time pulses, which is really good to have. And I mean, yeah, the stun immunity, funny enough, is actually quite nice, just because of how many stuns there are in the raid and stuff at this level cap. So it is just kind of a nice bonus. It's not the greatest bonus, but it is kind of funny that we get some extra stun immunity with certain gambits. But your other two pieces, right, would just, you can do Amelia's set again, right? The helmet or boots or legs for more extra tactical mitigation. The crafted Dragok piece, the scorched armor for a chest piece for tactical mitigation, and yeah, the limelight is either the martyrs or the vagabonds, right? Martyrs or vagabonds? Yeah, martyrs or vagabonds. And you're just gonna focus on morale and mitigations. But yeah, that concludes this video. In terms of an update for the Moria project, we had some technical difficulties with our one model where the face of the creature or the face of the model we were working on was melding with its chest. So as it was walking, its face was like warping with the movement of its chest. And if it would raise its arms, it would move its chest, and then its face would like warp and melt into its body. So we're working on fixing that part of it right now. But hopefully I can give you guys something soon. Maybe I'll have a more solid update or a little bit of a video in December. But yeah, thanks for watching. I don't know if we'll be able to get more class videos out in time. I can do Minstrel 1, maybe Champion 1, but of course, as always, the trait stuff and the legendary item stuff is already up on the channel in the all 75 class guide. So if you really need that, that is where it is there on the channel. But we won't be going over specific stuff beyond those two classes potentially. So we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you all guys next time. Bye-bye.